Good morning. Welcome to an exciting day at RIT. Today, we have the rare opportunity to celebrate both our accomplishments and our very bright future. I am Jeff Harris, RIT class of 1975, and a vice chair of the RIT Board of Trustees. I have been honored to serve on the RIT Presidential Search Committee, and today we are excited to share the announcement of the selection of the Rochester Institute of Technology president. Let me begin by introducing Dr. Keith Jenkins, Interim Vice President and Associate Provost for Diversity and Inclusion, who will lead us in the national anthem, played by Adjunct Professor of Piano and Choral Accompanist Priscilla Yoon, and interpreted in American Sign Language by Dangerous Signs. Please rise and welcome them to the stage.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, Dangerous Signs. I would like to acknowledge the important work of our ASL interpreters and real-time captionists who enable us to extend today's announcement to our deaf and hard of hearing community. I am grateful to see so many members of the RIT family here with us today for this announcement. I am also pleased to welcome leaders from the Rochester community. It's a reflection on the historic importance of the university to the region, and no doubt a statement about the role of RIT in the area's future growth. Let me please acknowledge some special attendees joining us and ask them to stand. Please hold your applause until all three groups have been announced. Members of the RIT Board of Trustees and of the Presidential Search Committee. The leadership of RIT's Academic Senate, Staff Council, Student Government, and Alumni Association. And our elected officials from local, county, state, and national government. Thank you for your service to the university. Being a technological university, and by leveraging technology, we are providing access of this event to members of the RIT community around the world. So a special welcome to the hundreds of RIT students, alumni, faculty, staff members, and our partners and supporters joining us around the globe. A check about 10 minutes ago had 1,200 unique IP addresses logged in, with certainly many rooms filled with people. We are especially pleased to be joined by the RIT family on our campuses in Croatia, Kosovo, and Dubai. And as you are getting up, As you're getting up this morning to join us, keep in mind that our China campus hasn't gone to bed yet, and those members are watching at local midnight. So welcome, China. Today's announcement is about leadership, and to make the announcement, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce a friend and leader, the chair of the RIT Board of Trustees, Christine Whitman.
Thank you, Jeff. Hello, RIT. What a fantastic day for our university. It's my great honor to be leading your board during this exciting chapter in RIT's history. The search for RIT's next president has been a 6-month journey led by a very thoughtful, talented, hardworking, and dedicated team, many of whom are here, of representatives from across our university community. They dove into this crucial task with a unified spirit and a desire to ensure that our compelling vision for the university would become our reality, thanks to our president. It is not overstating the case that RIT's future rested in their hands. On behalf of the RIT community and from the bottom of my heart, I want to offer special thank you to alumnus and trustee Brian Hall, who was the Presidential Search Committee chairperson and led the 24 committee membership, who worked so hard on this critically important effort. With extraordinary dedication and commitment to advancing RIT, and with invaluable help from our Chief of Staff, Karen Barrows, our national search process brought us some remarkable candidates. From that pool of candidates, we believe we have identified the ideal leader to continue RIT's rise in prominence. A leader who shares our commitment to outstanding career-focused education, research and innovation, love of technology and the arts, and a desire to help students from a widely diverse background succeed. This is a leader who has a vision for the future that will unite and excite the RIT family from all around the world. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready to learn who will lead RIT to even greater heights? All right. It's my distinct honor, first we're going to see a video, by the way. It's my distinct honor to share the story of the next president with you now, so watch the video.
Introducing RIT's 10th president, Dr. David C. Munson Jr., or Dave as he's generally known, comes from the University of Michigan, where he will be turning in the maize and blue for orange and brown. Dave recently completed a successful 10-year term as Dean of Michigan's 10,000-student College of Engineering, where he utilized a $500 million budget to launch the college into a period of exceptional growth. Dave focused on increasing interdisciplinary research, fundraising, experiential learning, and recruitment, bolstering Michigan's reputation as a top 10 nationally ranked engineering school. Dave is known for creating a supportive community in which everyone can thrive, and is recognized as a champion of inclusion and diversity by students, faculty, and staff. He stands tall among members of the Michigan community, not only due to his 6'5.5" frame, but for his well-earned reputation as teacher, collaborator, entrepreneur, and researcher. He is known as a leader who will do whatever it takes to move the needle, even dressing in costume, and, you're hearing this right, starring in his own rap video. Dave is a rockin' new leader for RIT, a university that's clearly on a roll. Newly designated as a doctoral university, RIT continues to reach new heights in enrollment, research awards, and experiential learning. RIT is the epicenter where art and technology blend to create solutions for an ever-changing, complex world. Its impact continues to expand globally with campuses in Croatia, Kosovo, China, and Dubai. RIT forges greatness through difference. Dave's enthusiastic, high-caliber leadership, combined with RIT's momentum, make him the right leader at the right time. RIT is excited to welcome Dr. David C. Munson Jr. as its next president.
All right, are you ready? Members of the RIT family, please join me in giving an enthusiastic Tiger welcome to our 10th president, Dr. David C. Munson Jr. and his wife, Mrs. Nancy Munson.
Thank you, and good morning, RIT Tigers. It is wonderful to be here with all of you today. I am honored to become this university's 10th president. What a thrill and privilege this is for me as well as for my wife, Nancy. Let me start by thanking the Board of Trustees. Specifically, I would like to thank Christine Whitman, Chair of the Board, as well as Trustee Brian Hall, who led the search committee and is the previous board chair. And to the search committee, thank you for putting in your time and dedication. I know it was a lot of extra work during busy times. You don't get far in life without the help of others. I've been blessed to be surrounded by an incredibly supportive family and by some amazing coworkers during my career. I'm indebted to the University of Illinois and the University of Michigan for their collegial environments that facilitated my growth. Nancy and I also wish to thank President Dessler and Rebecca Johnson. Bill and Rebecca, my lights are in my eyes, but I think you're right in front of me. I want to say that your warm hospitality and generosity on our visits to Rochester and the campus are already deeply appreciated. And for those of you who worked behind the scenes to plan this event, thank you all for this amazing welcome. Today, congratulations are truly in order for all of you. I would like to acknowledge President Dessler, RIT students, faculty, staff, and alumni for the exemplary work you all have done in creating such a strong foundation for the future. I will be fortunate to be working from a position of strength. The ascension of RIT is not just something experienced by those of you in Rochester. I've been watching your progress from the outside for years. RIT is on a most impressive trajectory. While you heard a little about my bio in the video, let me give you some additional background on how I arrived here today. I grew up in Iowa, Ohio, and Delaware in a large family, surrounded by music, math, reading, sports, and the outdoors. I sang with a folk group, played saxophone in a marching band, played basketball, became an Eagle Scout, and traveled on family camping trips to visit the national parks throughout the US and Canada. I was one of those kids where my curiosity led me to take everything in the house apart. Some of my fondest childhood memories were reading Popular Science magazine, peering at the rings of Saturn, and building rockets made from cardboard tubes and balsa wood. I'm hoping to fit in here at RIT. Will I? Given my fascination with math and science, I considered majoring in math or physics, but ultimately settled on electrical engineering. As an undergrad at Delaware, I paid my own way to attend school. After completing my PhD at Princeton, I contemplated academia versus industry. I decided to try academia first, and then I never left. I spent 24 years at the University of Illinois, and now am in my 14th year at the University of Michigan. I love working with students. I've advised more than 50 master's and PhD thesis students and have supervised dozens of undergraduates in research projects. Yet I decided to try my hand at administration and moved to Michigan to become chair of electrical engineering and computer science. I tremendously enjoyed the chair job, but soon became dean of engineering. As dean, it was immensely rewarding to head up a world-class college with 10,000 students in a heavily decentralized university. Here, I oversaw academic programs, both education and research, the budget, new facilities, alumni relations, fundraising, and outreach to industry and government. My main research expertise is in signal and image processing, especially in synthetic aperture radar, or SAR, which is a surveillance system that can produce high-resolution images through fog and cloud cover and at night from distances of tens or even hundreds of miles. My research on image formation in SAR positioned me well to also work on fast algorithms for image reconstruction in computer tomography, or CT. This research with a collaborator at the University of Illinois led to our founding of a startup company and the commercialization of our intellectual property. Successes include a fast image formation software product for a leading manufacturer of micro CT scanners and a major IP licensing deal to a multinational electronics company. One of my favorite truisms is the organization with the best people wins. At Michigan Engineering, I devoted enormous effort to faculty, student, and staff recruitment. During my 10 years as dean, I hired approximately 200 new faculty members. We were successful in retaining the vast majority of our hires, aided by our programs in mentoring, our constant drive to improve facilities, and dual career placement for spouses and partners. To enhance student recruitment, we established pipelines into select high schools across the nation, drawing better and more diverse students than ever before. Our graduation rates were among the highest of any engineering school in the nation. We worked hard at creating a climate where every student would thrive, regardless of gender, race, sexual orientation, or economic status. I placed a special focus on student mental health and also facilitated conversations with student groups and faculty on the topics of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And following a work hard, play hard mantra, we had fun. Early in my deanship, I launched 3 task forces on aspects of experiential learning in the areas of international programs, multidisciplinary design, and entrepreneurship. We mounted targeted programs in each of these areas, with thousands of students participating and having literally life-changing experiences. Our programs in multidisciplinary design and entrepreneurship attracted many students from outside engineering. Indeed, about half of the students in our Center for Entrepreneurship are from the Liberal Arts College at Michigan. We also collaborated heavily with the 3 arts-related schools at Michigan, those being music, theater, and dance, art and design, and architecture and urban planning. Together, engineering and the arts built an enterprise called Arts Engine, which developed joint programming and coursework. The success of Arts Engine led us to develop a nationwide consortium of colleges and universities to pursue integration of the arts into other disciplines, with a special emphasis on creativity and innovation. This new organization, called the Alliance for the Arts in Research Universities, or A2RU, already has more than 30 member institutions. So what drew my interest to RIT? When I stepped down from my dean position this past summer, as I said, RIT was already known to me. This was because I had admired your progress over the years and also your strength in the arts as well as technology. I resonate strongly with your ethos as a student-centered research university where student learning comes first. And I applaud your focus on dimensions that make RIT unique, some of those being the National Technical Institute for the Deaf, active commitment to sustainability, focus on students from low-income families, and extensive service to the Rochester community. And it is good to see that RIT has successfully leveraged the historic strengths of Rochester in imaging science and visual media. More broadly, I share your passion for creativity, innovation, and collaboration, which is very well expressed in the Imagine RIT Festival that you hold each spring. In the coming years, I look forward to maintaining RIT's traditions and simultaneously building on the 2025 strategic plan, Greatness Through Difference. To be sure, there's still much work to be done at RIT in program development, recruitment of top-notch faculty and students, planning of facilities, and fundraising. But I believe that RIT is positioned to continue its upward trajectory, elevating its distinctive programs to best in class and generating new ideas and programs for the future with the promise of making an ever larger difference in the world. During my interviews with the search committee, I shared an early vision for the university. I won't say much here today because I first have a lot of listening and learning to do in the coming months. But let me observe that innovation and making can occur in every field, whether it be writing a poem or short story, choreographing a dance, composing a piece of music, advancing a new scientific hypothesis, developing a new government policy, designing a new piece of technology, creating a social movement, or yes, launching a startup company. The point is that every student can be involved in creating things that never before existed, and then putting those concepts into motion in an effort to improve the world. And if the development of this mindset and the leadership to bring new ideas to fruition were a part of the RIT education offered to every single student, then this could help further distinguish RIT as the creative university that is helping to shape the future. As a side benefit, building this into the humanities and social sciences may offer a way to broaden and strengthen those disciplines. As your future president, I pledge that I will be mindful of all of the university's stakeholders. To students and parents, I'm committed to building on the great foundation of RIT, and I share your love and passion for the university. I'm committed to access and inclusion, and our goal will be that students' return on investment will come not only in the material form of future earnings, but also in their ability to effect positive change, contribute to the social good, and continue on a path of lifelong learning and service. To faculty and staff, I am keen on fostering positive work environments and creating transformational opportunities. Our future will be driven by building a shared vision, and I will actively seek out your ideas and input. To NTID and all of our deaf and hard of hearing constituents, I'm committed to understanding the unique dimension of deaf culture. Nancy and I are looking forward to receiving instruction in sign language, and I will continue to advocate for NTID funding with federal officials. To alumni and donors, I'm committed to increasing the value of an RIT degree and offering opportunities for lifelong engagement with the university. I welcome active participation and input from alumni, and I will be excited to be meeting you here in Rochester, throughout the nation, and across the globe. I look forward to working with you as we advance the mission of the university. To our corporate partners, RIT will continue its tradition as a valued partner with corporations through cooperative education and graduation of talented, creative students. In concert with RIT's blossoming into a leading national research university, we will increasingly partner with business and industry on research and development. To our global campuses and international partners, I look forward to learning more about RIT's presence in China, Croatia, Dubai, and Kosovo, and eventually visiting. RIT will continue to strive to be among the top universities in global engagement with a mission to solve complex problems across the planet. To the greater Rochester community, I eagerly anticipate meeting with local, Town of Henrietta, City of Rochester, Monroe County, and state and federal officials. I am committed to the economic development and prosperity of the Rochester region. Let me conclude by saying it is a great honor and privilege to become the next president of what I believe to be a gem in higher education. I'm eager to meet members of the RIT family and greater Rochester community. Nancy and I look forward to speaking with you today, and we will return to campus periodically this spring. I look forward to the opportunity to work with each of you to help RIT play an increasingly vital role in New York State, the nation, and the world. Thank you, and go Tigers.
For our online community around the world, I had a magic moment as Chris Whitman was announcing the video, where this standing room crowd put down their smart devices and all eyes were focused on the stage to hear the announcement. Thank you, Dr. Munson, on behalf of the entire university, especially my fellow 121,000 alumni. I know it's an honor to welcome Dave and Nancy to RIT. At RIT, our mission is to leverage talent, skill, and innovation through our greatness through difference, and we're now ready to continue to move this university to make consequential differences in the world. As we look at our path forward, we are reminded about standing on the shoulders of giants. We acknowledge that we would not be here today if it were not for the visionary educators, leaders, learners, and supporters who have blessed this university throughout our 188-year history. We owe all that we have to each individual who helped us play a part in our remarkable success. We owe a debt of gratitude to President Emeritus Al Simone. Al, thank you for joining us today. You and Carolee made a big difference to the university, and we are forever grateful. In addition, I'd like to thank and introduce our dynamic and multi-talented President, Bill Dessler. President Dessler, with the ever-present support of Dr. Rebecca Johnson, has led this university through extraordinary growth and change over his 10-year tenure. It is now my pleasure to ask him to share his thoughts with you on this important day. Ladies and gentlemen, RIT President Bill Dessler.
Thank you, Jeff, and thank you all, and thank you, Dave, for what I think were extraordinary remarks. This is really an incredible time to take the helm at RIT. You know, higher education is changing so rapidly, and while no one can tell you what you will experience in the coming years, I can say with complete confidence that you will soon be leading one of the best educational organizations on the planet. Now, no other higher education institution is more committed to the success of such a widely diverse and innovative student body than is RIT. And we are sure that you will find your time at RIT exciting, fulfilling, richly productive, and highly rewarding, just as Rebecca and I have. We look forward to watching the future unfold for you. And to our colleagues across the campus and those around the globe, this is, of course, a great opportunity for you as well. Your work matters as much today as it did the first day you joined the university. Perhaps even more. You are charged with the awesome responsibility of preparing the individuals who will lead our families, our companies, our communities, and our nation for decades to come. And some say we're on the verge of greatness, but you know me, I say we're already there. Rebecca and I are so excited to join the RIT community as we bring Dave and Nancy into the Tiger family. I look forward to welcoming Dave back on campus shortly so that the entire community can get to know him better. The upcoming activities are displayed on the screen now, I believe, and more details will be shared soon. But the introductions begin today, so I hope you will stay for a welcome reception immediately following the RIT alma mater. Again, congratulations and best wishes to you, Dave and Nancy especially. I look forward to working with you in the days and months ahead. Now please stand and join 8-beat measure for the singing of our alma mater to close the program. Thank you very much.
RIT together stand, creating good with mind and hand, inspired to learn till life is done. As teachers, learners, all are one. With pride in our diversity, a spirit of community, we are the men, the women of the future here at RIT. From RIT our course is set, we celebrate a promise kept, a life a living you have taught. Let new horizons now be sought.
Thank you. Please join us at the reception, and for those of you online, please enjoy the virtual refreshments.